This game felt like June. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. This did not feel like a random regular season game. This felt like really a finals preview, physical, slow, half court. Every possession mattered. And at the end of the game, the Oklahoma City Thunder closed the deal 104 to 102 over the Boston Celtics. Yeah, it came down to that one moment. Chet Holmgren, zero point 0.8 seconds left, tied game, steps to the line, hits both. And that's big time. That's pressure. That's championship composure from a second-year player that's learned from his previous free throw mishaps. But let's be real, this game really started with one guy. That's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 35 points, 9 assists, controlled the entire game. And what's crazy to me is this isn't even one of those nuclear Shai games. This was just his normal, this is where we're at with him right now. It's not surprising anymore. It's kind of expected that he gets 30 plus. He's a, automatic for mid-range, getting downhill whenever he wants, controlling the tempo late. This is pretty much MVP level consistency at its peak. And now this is kind of where it's kind of getting interesting, because if you watch the game, it wasn't really a pretty game. OKC did not shoot really well. The offense outside of SGA, streaky at best, and that's what we've seen for the whole season, really. And that's something I've been watching closely, because when we get to playoff basketball, this is what it's going to look like. Half-court offense, tough possessions, limited transition, and the question is going to really become, who else can you trust? And because, I've got to give credit to Boston as well. They've missed Tatum in this one. Derek White wasn't playing, and they still pushed OKC to the absolute limit. Obviously, we were missing J-Dub, but Jaylen Brown was incredible. 34 points, 7 assists, played the entire second half, and he was matching SGA pretty much bucket for bucket late. And honestly, there were stretches where Boston looked like, maybe a more complete team. They've also been, a recent champion here. And then Peyton Pritchard was huge for them. 14 points, obviously doesn't jump off the page, but he had some really big shots. Game-tying shot late, buzzer beater 3 to end the half. And, he was giving Boston all those momentum plays when they needed it most. And we've got to talk about the ending, really. The tie was at 101 or 102, and OKC runs the action. Chet gets fouled. And this is where the growth is really showing, because last year, early career Chet, you're not really 100% sure what happens with that situation. Now he was a lot more calm, confident, knocking down both of those. And it's been clear that he's been putting in the work, to have those moments. And that's a moment you'll remember more in a playoff series rather than maybe in the regular season. But it's huge. My biggest takeaway is OKC can win ugly games. They can win games where they're ahead, where they're behind. And that's really what matters, because when shots aren't falling, the offense isn't flowing, you still have SGA pretty much to stabilize everything. You still have enough defense, enough composure to really keep it close enough to where, the clutch player of the year is going to take you to the end here. And that's really how contenders win games. At the same time, there's something to monitor. I would say the supporting cast has to be a little bit more consistent offensively. This has probably been the biggest gripe around, this team around SGA. Great defensively, but what are they going to bring to the offense? Because Shai pretty much has to carry every half-court possession late in the game, and that becomes a real conversation in a 7-game series when they start to game plan for this. But for now, this is a statement win. You take this one, you beat one of the best teams in the league in a clutch game, in a playoff-style environment. You close it out. You were missing your second-best player, and this felt like a test, and OKC passed. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this short little recap here. Nuggets recap up next, and of course we have a huge game today as well against the Magic.